Jay-Z probably wanted to see something else in bed. He can't cheat no more. So now she's like, listen, I'll give you another woman. She
Needs a result, my God, we should show her. She would rather not appear she doesn't need for work. She has an excessive number of limits. She's out thinks she has the influence to shoot me from our family. Show it's simply insane. And go leave and go, you're an extremely distressed, malicious individual. I would rather not see you assuming you notice it again. In a real sense, shut thee up. And don't giggle like that, Oak. I would prefer not have any desire to discuss this with you, 'cause you clearly don't get it. Folks, stop howled him. She would rather not appear she doesn't need for work. She has such a large number of limits she's out yet. She generally attempts to despise as an afterthought. She's such a skeptic. It seems like Corny, the last Kardashian standing, doesn't exactly get a similar love and consideration from her family. Why, you ask? Well, this is on the grounds that she's somewhat of an oddball in the Kardashian group. She esteems connections and individuals more than money, and which is very unique in relation to the remainder of the tribe. Could this be the motivation behind why she's in many cases on the outs, confronting disdain and disrespect some time ago? Kim let it all out and truly marked Courtney as the most unenergizing and irritating. She's the most uninvigorating to check out, so she can be out. She is you are irritating Courtney in any event. Going similar to advising her to avoid the house over here, and go get with regard to here, and go nobody needs you in shoot. I'm arranging it on the each, so we don't need you in the shoot. Courtney, overpowered by the pernicious therapy from her own family, couldn't contain her tears. She contacted Chloe looking for comfort. And a thoughtful ear by my family thing that I'm the most unintriguing to see who even talks like that, incapable to bear the heaviness of the put-downs and embarrassment any longer anyway, in a savage spot of F. Kim was additionally present during this call with Chloe. And on second thought of offering any solace, she interposed with more oppressive language, attempt to take it off speaker. You would sincerely imagine that we have more positions, so work around our timetable. You would anything that you like to do. And you don't douche, so be obliging to individuals that truly do. It's genuinely crippling to see the profundity of the crack among them, and how far Kim will go in her resentment. Courtney probably felt totally caught in, crushed at that point. The inner strife probably been enormous. Yet hang on close on the grounds that the dramatization didn't end there. Kim chose to visit Courtney at her home. To eliminate any confusion, we got into a battle. I said you're the most unenergizing, didn't express it to me. She said it, no Chloe, better believe it. She was strolling the way that I recall that, better believe it. And I go, no, it was to Chloe and my mother. I go, she's what I implied. Is you're the most exhausting. She made sense of that. She didn't mean those cruel words, very as they sounded. What she truly implied was that Courtney can be a piece, well, exhausting. And for Kim, calling somebody exhausting is only an easygoing perception, not a problem. Once Kim truly took steps to dismiss Courtney from the show picture, this Kim, stop with your demeanor. Sincerely, I stand by you, stand by, sit tight. For what we'd have a proposition for you. It begins with a fan closures with a D. I am down, Oak. Recollect you said it, a warmed contention, Courtney, on the less than desirable end, directly before her girl. Kim continued attesting that Courtney wasn't pulling her sit tight for the show. And we don't have a clue about the best way to communicate to her that she wants to hold her finish of the weight and her part of the arrangement, and precisely the same thing that we all are doing she's not doing. And it's truly disappointing, stressing how the family places their everything into it as a business. She even ventured to such an extreme as to call Courtney pointless. Justifiably, Courtney was left inclination hurt, particularly for her girl. Seeing the entire scene, wow, Courtney said, that is all you both. And she said with your terrible energies, how dare anybody slight me like that before my little girl? I'm currently crying when I have individuals overtaking a cooking example, and in her steam state Courtney messaged Chloe, communicating her disappointment at the rude way of behaving. Yet hang on, the adventure didn't end there. Chloe and Kim chose to get the serious weapons, they called up Kris Jenner. Why, what did I do now? It's truly vexatious to Kim. And I that we like work hard. And we movie all the time we're open. We don't have a lot of limits as we would see it, not in contrast with I don't actually realize Courtney is slew. It resembles Courtney gives us. In nothing the family matron to intercede Kris in her maternal insight proposed to converse with Courtney about the matter. Chloe anyway demanded it. Wasn't so much that clear this is significant, not something you will get by with us on a call. As the show's supervisor, she accepted they expected to meet with Courtney and give her a harsh admonition. I can't help contradicting that right, however. At that point, you as our chief, you ought to believe this show should find success, and you ought to converse with Courtney and say okay Courtney on the off chance that you're not able to offer whatever could be of some value then. At that point, you're finished in the event that Courtney didn't show more revenue. They were ready to empower her the boot to shoot me from our family. Show it's insane it was then that Kim detonated for warning Mom Jenner to tread carefully needs a result. Wow, we should show her. If she would rather not appear, she doesn't need for work. She has an excessive number of limits. She's out. The unease was overwhelming. You will have a hard time believing this Kim is truly placing her babysitter above Courtney. Might you at any point accept it in a warmed trade? It's practically similar to Kim thinks Courtney is the person who's not being honest. There's not even 1% that I hollered. Chad was like, I'm so stunned he's a minister. He was like, I might not actually at any point, except that she would try and talk like that. Yet here's the kicker. Kim's babysitter steps in and begins contending with Courtney, Kim's babysitter. And I had a little conflict when we were away voyaging together. Yeah, I haven't exactly addressed Kim about it. Could you at any point envision Courtney attempting to dissuade? Kim winds up in an astonishing turn talk. And she was crying, and she assumed she planned to lose her employment. She said that she felt so corrupted by you. And you recently began hollering at her. You said, hold your voice down. My God, she's lying. Kim steadfastly safeguards her babysitter. No doubt she certainly shouldn't have said that, yet she let me know that you know whether you would have tapped her and said hello. Could we not discuss this like in an exceptionally open cafe? At any point, say nobody was all hearing the way in which boisterous I was talking. However, I was discussion said it discreetly. Oak. I would rather not discuss this with you, 'cause you clearly don't make it discharge back at Courtney. And she's not letting her go. I like her. So she's not getting terminated. I like to save my staff for quite a while. So the way that I feel as per Kim the babysitter has been with her for quite a long time. And that reliability means something with things just veered off in an unexpected direction. Kim truly headed to the degree of smacking Courtney right across the face. Chloe and I, as we are investing more energy covering her hours, regardless of what will continuously do our show until it quits being fun. Maybe Kim sees herself as the one conveying the whole burden that you were energetic about. Then you would understand the stuff to run a transport, yet you don't. So don't for even a moment carry on like you know what I'm talking about, overseeing everybody and considering Courtney as just extra weight, precisely the same thing that we all are doing she's not doing. And it's truly baffling she even ventures to such an extreme as to disparage Courtney, guaranteeing she's not contributing everything except rather when Courtney at long last supports herself and discharge back. Behave like don't douche. Do you have any idea? All you have this story to you. No, I will in a real sense you up on the off chance that you notice it again in a real sense. Shut the up. And don't chuckle like that. You seem to be an oddity. Kim's reaction is completely surprising. Never come at me like that. You punching right in front of you all. Stop how she insults her. It's puzzling, particularly thinking about that Courtney is the more established of the two. The pressure in the room probably been horrendous. Good